All right, so that is the conversation. We are welcoming back Cathy DeWitt Dunn. She's the president and CEO of DeWitt Dunn Financial Services. Cathy, thank you so much for being back with us this week.
Oh,
Good
thank
to
you
see
for having me at Fancher.
Yeah.
Great to be
and
here.
personally, we're a fan of the color since we're speaking of sports.
You know, it's April.
It is. So let's talk about this conundrum here. I mean, the average fan obviously wants to keep their team in town, but a lot of people, they're just not really plugged into sports. So is that the issue here?
Well, I think one of the issues is we just see billionaires taking in more money and becoming richer and taking care of them and their teams. But I think the challenge is with everything that we've seen with interest rates and people struggling to make it day to day and month to month with their bills. And then they have to pay $1,000 to go to a game.
Yes.
It's very complicated.
Yes.
I mean, it's just not... There's not a great answer to it, but I think people are very uncomfortable with what's happening.
Yeah, and couple that with what the teams are asking. Let's take the case of the Chiefs, for instance. The team says that they've created $1 billion in economic activity for the city, nearly 6,000 jobs. So why should voters care when they don't make the money back that they had to fork over?
Exactly. But I mean, the challenge is that when we have people and we're paying in and we're not taking care of the parks and schools and everything else and the homelessness that we're seeing, it's a struggle.
Yeah, and people are worried about crime, they're worried about safety. There's so many really serious issues that our cities are dealing with.
Yes, and there seems to be this unusual urgency to get these stadiums built. I don't know what that is. It's like maybe it's to secure deals, to secure Olympics, to secure big events coming to town. But what is this urgency to get it done?
Well, I think that's a great point. And the thing would be for me is when you look at it is that people are just making money. And these teams are big franchises. They're worth billions of dollars and they have assets. And right now is the time to do it with social media. And people are into sports, right? And also, we take a look at what happened with Taylor Swift and the concerts and everything that are happening there.
Yes.
You can make a lot of money with these institutions.
Yeah. Well, you know, the Athletics, they moved out of Oakland because they didn't get a commitment for a new stadium. Now, Las Vegas residents are saddled with that bill just a few years after helping to fund a football stadium. So will we get to a point where these teams are left searching for a home because there's no money that people are willing to give up to bring them in?
Well, I think that money's still going to be there, right? So whenever we take a look at public funding, they're going to go from city to city to try to find that because it's free money for them, right? And it's money that they can do something else with. If they're going to just commit $300 million to a stadium and the stadium is, you know, going to be worth and is at $800 million, that's a big swing right there. So, I mean, you definitely have to take a look at public funding. And if they can't get it where they are now, they're probably going to go to another city until the city starts saying, we're not going to do it, and the residents and the counties aren't going to participate in that vote. But I think that right now, today was a big signal last night on what is really out there and what's happening.
It would be great to see those cities put some of that money and resources into maybe the crime or maybe into building up the neighborhoods, like you were saying, public education, some of those big issues that people are worried about.
And I think if we look at that, you might see a change later down the road. But right now, let's take it and let's help our local residents.
Right. Well, if the three of us start a team, we know our color. That's right. Cathy DeWitt Dunn, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me again.